I've never been as happy as right now, but shit, I gotta cope with the fact that it dies down. Cause in the end, I just wake up salty, start my day with a pot of black coffee.
I know, this isn't a Final Fantasy review. I'm trying something a bit different while I work on the next video. I don't even know yet what the current part of Summer of Final Fantasy I'm working on when you see this video. Enough digressing. Time to talk about the start of one of my favorite series that gets a new game every blue moon, WarioWare. WarioWare Inc. Mega Microgames, or known in Japan as Made in Wario, was a mini-game collection released in 2003. This was the first commercially successful game to popularize the concept of what are now called microgames, while technically not the first, being preceded and even referencing Mario artist Polygon Studio, a Japan-only release for the failed Nintendo 64 DD add-on in August of 2000. It was also the last of the 4 games ever officially released for the disk drive. Despite the failure of the 64 DD, WarioWare was able to receive critical acclaim and spawn a multitude of sequel games, as well as inspiring many indie developers to create their own microgame collections like Buster Jam and Mindwave. With over 200 different microgames to experience, let's see how this game has stood the test of time as I dive into Wario's very own spin-off, aside from his other spin-off series, or this one, or this game. There isn't some deepest lore of the WarioWare series. Wario just wants to make a load of money, and so the best way to do this is to make video games with the help of his friends. Wacky characters like Jimmy T, Mona, and one of my personal favorites, Orbulon. Each character brings a unique variety of microgames to the table with the theme. Sports, IQ, retro Nintendo games. With 200 games, there's a little bit of everything. These games are just silly and are about Wario hanging with his friends. Despite being a really greedy jerk at times, Wario loves all of his friends, and we always see new ones coming in as the series progresses. While this doesn't feature some of his more iconic friends like Ashley from WarioWare Touched, or 5V who made her playable debut in WarioWare Gold but has been around since Twisted, these characters have a lot of soul, and it's kind of a shame that we don't have more stuff with them. Like, I would love to see a series that features characters like Ashley or Jimmy or Dribble and Spits in like a series of comedy shorts. Come on, Nintendo, step up your game. We need more stuff like Dinosaur Office, but put WarioWare in it. Like mentioned in the previous section, WarioWare is a variety. Games range from simple little one-button challenges of timing to boss stages that mimic the gameplay of Punch-Out or an old-school dungeon crawler. My personal favorite section in this game is 9V's retro Nintendo games, theming all the games to be references to stuff like the original Mario Bros, Balloon Fight, or even Rob the Robot. The gameplay loop is pretty simple. You're given 4 lives to survive until the boss stage and progress to the next stage. Every so often, the games will speed up, requiring more precise control or being able to process information faster, but you do have the option after clearing the boss stage for the first time, you can retry the selection in endless mode to go for a high score. Additionally, there are other small mini-games included as you complete the story, like this jump rope game, or extended versions of the skateboarding gameplay, or the paper airplane. This is not a game that you play for in-depth gameplay. These are games that are fast and made for on the go. I love playing simple little games while I'm either enjoying a nice day outside or when I'm on a trip somewhere and just want to pass the time. For the Game Boy Advance, a lot of these sprites look really good. Each section has its own distinct feel. You can tell that the team had a lot of fun designing a wacky world for Wario and his friends to live in. As you clear more of the story mode, they all start to hang out together at the ice cream shop, and it's so cute to see as you progress through. Do a lot of choices make sense? No, it doesn't make sense why Wario is literally jumping the shark or why these characters are boxing, but that's the charm. You can just turn your mind off and laugh at the wacky antics on your screen. For what it is, the soundtrack for this game is also really nice. Most tracks in the game are just little 4-second loops minus cutscenes or boss stages, but when they are combined as you play microgames, they feel like they're still keeping a rhythm going as the game speeds up. They don't sound great if you were just listening to them like an official soundtrack, but in-game, they're just fun little jams and jingles. I'm sure you could probably get some enjoyment in using extended loops that people make of these songs. You're probably listening to one in the background. Credit to whoever made it if I use one. WarioWare Inc. Mega Microgames is such a blast to play. It is a short game, but for a handheld experience made back in a time where you'd be sitting in the backseat of your car going with your family on a vacation to the beach, you can just take out your Game Boy Advance and just enjoy yourself with little bursts of dopamine. Then you can put the game back down and take in the scenery before being back on the interstate. I'd give this game a solid 9 out of 10. While I love this game and think the gameplay, music, and overall presentation is amazing, the only real issue I have is the lack of content. You can beat the whole story mode in less than an hour, and while this is good for a game that you play on the go, it can just get a bit stale if you play for an extended period of time. I also feel that it just seems there could have been more games that they could have fit, despite the size of a GBA cartridge. Regardless, I think the hype is absolutely worth it, and it only gets better as the series progresses. If you want to see more videos like this while you wait for larger videos, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Until we see each other again.
Have a rotten day!